jardin la paura. Pour les flammes de tricadent, tu peux snapper them. Nothing is that easy, c'est tout. Fou better zaza, ya fou better zaza, ya fou better bunum bala. Fou better zaza, ya fou better zaza, ya fou better bunum bala. Baba Signor, what was in, son? Don't know that is over. Willem Signor, so innocent, son. Don't know that is over. Yana good food. Top within, son. Don't know that is over. Freddy, this is it, son. Don't know that is over. What kill you on Capuasan and then I'm peeking for them back. Food better zaza, ya food better zaza, ya food better bunum bala. Food better zaza, ya food better zaza, ya food better bunum.
Welcome to the Amina TV network. I'm your host, and tonight we are diving into the intersection of faith, history, and human development. We are honored to be joined by a distinguished scholar, researcher, and educator. Thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to be with the Amina TV audience. To begin, understanding human heritage and cultural anthropology helps us appreciate the diversity of the societies we live in today by revealing the deep historical roots and interconnectedness of our cultures. It is absolutely foundational. When we look at cultural anthropology alongside world history, we understand that human civilization did not happen in a vacuum. By examining the roots of our cultures, we can trace the true trajectory of human progress. Agriculture, for instance, it is the cornerstone of settled civilization, dictating how we organize our values and communities. That integration of history and our environment is fascinating. You also speak on comparative religions. How does examining different belief systems offer a broader perspective on modern civilization?
Thank you for spending your Saturday with me. Let's begin today's journey.
The domination of white slavery.
Well, good evening, good afternoon to everybody. My name is Vamoyan Dukli. I'm speaking to you from the United States, particularly in Minnesota. So today, we ask you to come here today on Saturday, welcoming one of our greatest, one of our scholars. Today, Saturday, we'll be welcoming here today, like we promised you before. So, we'll be bringing in Brother Action Duke, Brother Yusuf Duke, commonly known as Action Duke. He will be coming here today to come and have a few conversations with us. Just to let you know, this is just the beginning, we promise you, and this will be the second edition of what we have started today. We have our lecture in studio today, present Mr. Yusuf A. Duke, commonly known as Action Duke. I don't have to tell you more about him because in Liberia, I know very well, he's well known. But before we bring him, we want to tell you, share the show. If you're anywhere, we want you to share the show with us today. It will be a very intellectual program, and to tell you the truth, you will love it. So we want you to please share this show to every platform, because this program is not just about people like us, because we have done something now. We've been on this app for some time now. If I tell you I'm going to the 50, so that tells you I have done a lot. So the young people are supposed to be educated and knowing who they are. This is why we have tried by all means to bring in our brother here, Brother Yusuf Duke. We have the knowledge and he well known in the society. He will talk to you about so many things. But before breaking him,
Honorable Surgu Nabasara Mama Fulani.
All right. I will say. So, yeah, our guest, we're bringing him here, bro. Yusuf Dukley. Come on, action do. So, we want to welcome our guest. And trust me, for those of you that are looking at this show right now, please do us a favor by welcoming our big brother. That was a huge clap right there. So, Scholar, welcome, bro. Yusuf Dukley. This is your brother, Bamiyan Dukley, and we are very excited to see you here today in our studio. We don't know what to say, but there is a lot to talk about, and we want to tell you, welcome to the Amina family. Welcome, big brother.
It's a pleasure to be. It's a pleasure to be at the second edition, and I'd like to say peace to all our brothers, salam alaikum, all over the world, in Asia and Africa, in South America, in North America. I bring you great blessing from Morovia. I'm so happy to be second edition of Amina TV Network, Minnesota. It's a pleasure to be with you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Dukley. So today, I don't know, we're supposed to be talking about so many things here today. That includes, let me see what we have here on the agenda. We're supposed to be talking, topic would be culture and agriculture.
Anthropologists of the Liberian
right?
people.
Right.
Yeah, culture anthropologists of the Liberian people.
Right.
And subtopic, migration from the Western Sudanese Empire.
Okay. So where are we going to start from? Are you just going to do some physical introduction yet, or are you going to just dive into the conversation?
First of all, I have to give some reflections of last week's lecture to keep our listener on track so that they will be able to understand that this is not just a lecture. It is a research lecture that will keep our people abreast of some issues or some important historical facts that they have not been able to get from their own research. So as an encyclopedia researcher, will be giving them highlights about some importance of the migration of the peoples of Liberia from the Western Sudanese Empire. I have with me a book that written by a very important historian from Ghana, Professor Balsin Davison, 1000 to 1800 history of West Africa. He gave a lot of information that is of vital importance to our lecture today, migration from the Western Sudanese Empire. And we interest our people that your guest was also honored last year, ECOWAS 50th anniversary. I was among 3 important keynote lecturers for ECOWAS Radio Morovia. And my topic was first selected, and my date was given preference over the other 2. And I lectured October 1st and 2025, October 1st, 3 to 4. And that was Nigeria's independence. And so the audience were very, very great because the Nigerians were foremost to listen to me. I had a lot of commendation from ECOWAS headquarters because the recommendation came directly from ECOWAS headquarters with Olive Thomas to interview me, and she gave me the preference that the ECOWAS say you should give the date that they all will know that you're there so they can listen to you. And I chose October 1st, the migration from the Western Sudanese Empire. That was my topic. And brother and listener were too spectacular. And I think we need to do a little bit of rehearsal before we come into migration to Liberia. This is how the whole show went. According to detailed history of West Africa or Africa as a whole, there are two Sudanese group of empires. From Lake Chad to the Red Sea, historical experts classify it as the Eastern Sudanese Empire. From Lake Chad to the Atlantic Ocean, we formed that group we call the Western Sudanese Empire, comprising of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai Empire. The historians also detailed us that Ghana Empire, the leaders were the Soninke people, and the Mali and Songhai Empire, respectively, the Mandinka people took over. It was very interesting that Mandinka people were the middle men doing business in the Ghana Empire, and they swapped their position from the middle men position, and they took over the leadership. And that's brought about one of the greatest figure in the world history, Mansa Kanko Musa. Mansa Kanko Musa was the one that even carried 2 expeditions to the great United States. That's a separate topic. We only gave you reflection so you can understand that the Mandinka became the forerunner to establish a kingdom in South America in honor of the greatest gold mine, Borik Banghu. And that was carried on by another leader that preceded Mansa Kanka Musa. And that leader is no other but Abubakar Keita. He's the one that carried on one of the most impossible missions, 3,000 vessels to hit South America, 1312. You can check that when you listen to the voice of the eminent South African lecturer, Dr. Abdullah Hakim Kwek in Deeper Roots. He will tell you the Mandinka were the first to enter America and not Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus met the Mandinka people at that time. They were 180 years in the Americans. And that is a separate topic. So we're coming back to just rehearse and move into Liberia. We have our consultant, eminent professor former professor of the Liberian University of Liberia, Her Excellency, Dr. Annie von Bartels. Her research is a very sensitive one because it shows us Liberians that we came from Ghana, Mali, Songhai, and she subdivided us in her own category. She says 3 groups of people came from Ghana, Mali, Songhai Empire to come to the present day, what we call Liberia today, but formerly 1461, they were named by Pedro de Santo when he came from Portugal with the mission from Alfonso V, the king of Portugal, on mission experimentation, Liberia. West Africa. He named several areas. Liberia, formerly he named the Marigator Coast. The Marigator pepper was very important on the European market. And so it was found exactly in the area you call Lofa. And Lofa was formerly named by the Mandinka people. Fa may say Loe Afan. Mandinka may say Loe Wefan. Pele say Loe Afe. That was a market, very strategic market. The colonial power even had agreement with the Bokolo Kondo government, and they knew about the area. They accepted the name, and the name of Bokolo Confederation, the actual name was Consultative Government in Va and the Mande language, Kuntu Confederation, headed by 12 kings. So Pedro the Santo actually gave some life to the current era, but he named the era the Marigator Pepe. So that of Annie von Bartels subdivided the group that came from Mali, Songhai, and Ghana. The West Atlantic, she say, the Gola and the Kisi. The Mare, that is the larger group of the 16 tribes. She named them Mandingo, Gio, Mana, Fa, Bandi, Loma, Pele, Mende. From our research, we got 2 groups of people we call Mande Tang, that is the Mandingo, Gio, Mano, Va. And the Mande Pu, the Loma, Bandi, Bele. Professor went again to or the Kwa speaking group. And the first speaking group, we get the Bele, the Crown, the Crew, and Ribbon. Interestingly, these 6 Kwa speaking group, they have commonality of water. All of them name water Ni. Basso men call water Ni. Bele men Ni. Crown men Ni. Crew men Ni. River men Ni. Big men Ni. Now we come to the Mande Tang. Majingo men call water G. Fa men say G. Mano men say Yi. Gio men say Yi. So it is very interesting that I said that unification comes from understanding our roots. And the best of our roots is what we summarize, we call culture anthropology. And so today is Saturday, the 27th day of June, 2026, Islamic New Year Muharram, the 12th, 1448, second edition, RRF IDA 002 of the Renaissance Research Forum. We call this forum the Renaissance Research Forum because it's a forum that has no border. The Frenchmen call it Wava. They call it knowledge without border. Education sans frontière. And so those of you that are listening, we say share the video because our extra beyond your extra.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's
so
why we are trying
let me hold you right there a little bit.
That today, Saturday, the second edition, migration from the Western Sudanese Empire.
Thank you.
Now, because we're taking Liberia in perspective, culture, anthropology of the Liberian peoples, so we will expand a little bit to give Dr. Annie von Batmo, especially on Liberian migration, to go to the diaspora, where Dr. Annie von Batmo is now taking out on the ride, historical ride of the 3 diaspora group. The group that came directly from America, United States, she named them American Liberian. Those that came from the Caribbean, she called them West. And astonishingly, they recaptured slaves after the dissolution of slave trade, and there was a mandate given that any slaves on the Atlantic Ocean must be transferred directly to Monrovia, and we took them to Congo Town. It's not Congo Town, it is Congo Town. There where
Congo.
the rehabilitation.
Is that Congo?
It is not Congo Town. That is mispronunciation. It was the recaptured slaves that we took them off the major Maba Point era, where the American Liberians and the West Indians, African resident. So any recaptured slaves, we carry them where we have the present Congo Town, but that is mispronunciation. It actually should be Congo Town because they were the recaptured slaves according to Dr. Annie von Batmo. And because the Congolese slave outnumbered the other slaves, Benin, former Dahomey, from Togo, from Nigeria. So they took the lead and we named the era Congo Town, but it is Congo Town. The bulk of the slaves, recaptured slaves that came to Liberia, they were resident right of this outskirts of Sinkom. And Sinko again is the Mande language. Senko, Senko, ko. Anytime you hear ko, the Mande language. That's why they do the water now that is presently controlling Moravia. The Basa called Dubo. The meeting point with the Atlantic Ocean and the River Du is what the Basa called Dubo. We, the Mandingo, say Duruko. The Va say Duko. So that was the former and first name of Moravia. Later on, the Cape was named by Pedro de Santo 1461 visitation, experimentation, West Africa. He named the Cape what you call Maba Point, is what we call Cape Monserrate.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Dupe, can I hold you there a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but all those names you calling, like those Johnson, Barclayville, and all these names, Tottenham Bread, all those, where all those names came from? Because our
is
names on them.
Yeah. Okay. Liberia is a reservoir of different species of human beings. And so Liberia has a lot of heritage from the great United States. Today you have Gary Street. Gary Street is a famous commissioner that was sent by the American Colonization Society to settle the dispute between the various conflicting people concerning ration, the rationing of food from the American Colonization Society perspective could not meet up with the satisfaction of the settlers group. And so the American colonization sent Commissioner Ralph Gary to settle and bring about a amicable solution to the food crisis. And that was in 1824. You know, they arrived January 7, 1822. And from there we get Gary Street.
So they had to name the street to him, Gary.
Gary Street. That's the commissioner.
What about Johnson Street? All those places?
Yeah, that America in the Liberian culture anthropologist. So discussing culture anthropology of the Liberian, if you take the American connection, then you mean you sleeping without dreaming. It means that's a vein sleep. But the entire Liberia, it has a lot of American definition of heritage that we need to live with and to honor those people that sacrifice immensely to put Liberia on the right plane. Let us go to Gerald Ashmore. Gerald Ashmore was the famous man that came on the first ship Elizabeth. He helped Liberia, so we got to honor him for Ashmore Street. Today you get Sino County. Sino County, it is exclusively the work of the people of Mississippi State. Mississippi Colonization Society exclusively established Mississippi State in Africa. Later on, named Sino County.
Honorable Duke.
Yeah.
You hear another conversation right now that I really wanted to touch about.
Yeah.
That is all those people name you are calling here. Like those Johnson, Gary, and Barkley, all those people. You said they came to come and help the people of Liberia, right? That's what you just said.
There were 6 state-sponsored colonization society that had impact in Liberia. Our people need to know this. We have the Maryland State Colonization Society that founded Maryland County now.
Okay.
We have the Mississippi, which we already discussed. We have one group we call the New York Colonial.
New York again.
New York, and we also have Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. These
so that's 6 right there. So what I mean right there.
Yeah.
So that's six. Because we know from what I know, I don't know if I'm wrong. Philadelphia used to be a headquarters of slavery.
Very good. Very good. You on course.
And particularly black people.
Yeah.
So my question here now,
Yeah.
all those people that went to Africa to go and carry organization over there and to build our people life or whatsoever they call it, were they, some of those people, were they part of the slavery, or they were just some ordinary people that just formed organization to go to Africa?
Since it was directly from the state, then automatically they had some congressional approval from their representatives and senators of the specific state. The governor also was in it. And that's why some of them were slave owners, but they found out that it was unnecessary to keep African in the diaspora continually in the slavery status. So therefore they decided to use some humanity in themselves to safeguard some of those interested to come back home. So for my research, I do not call the pioneers what we call refugees. That definition does not hold. I call them returnees. They came from Africa. Their forefathers died in the diaspora. They were longing to come to see Africa and to die in Africa. So I call them in my research returnees.
All right. So
now what brought about the American Colonization Society? American Colonization Society came as a vision of one of the best brains, Reverend from New Jersey, Tashkent, His Excellency Reverend Robert X. Finley. Finley is the visionary Reverend that led to the establishment of what we call today American Colonization Society. So he differed from the state-sponsored Colonization Society to the American Congress approved Colonization Society. So he took the vision and he took the vision to Washington, D.C. to governor support from Treasury, from Congress. And he was one of the most successful human beings on earth because he met with his brother-in-law, the eminent then secretary, what they call clerk of the American Supreme Court, His Excellency Elias Butternutt Coward. From there, 1828, we established Coward. His mission was very successful. He met many American congressional tycoons, revenues. But what made me so happy, the first meeting was with a brother-in-law and some top politicians, or what we call the Tripartite Alliance. The church, the politician, and the bourgeoisie, the financially potent people. And their first meeting at the fractional house, Pennsylvania Avenue, or the eminent clerk who became clerk at the age of 24, Supreme Court, Elias Butternutt Coward. The first meeting that was held to establish the American Colonization Society, December 21, 1816, was chaired by the eminent speaker, Henry Clay. Prominent members of the American Congress were present in that meeting. From that meeting, in the congressional representative sector of the American Congress, chaired by Henry Clay, American Colonization Society was founded. It has a different name. It's a different lecture altogether. Later, before it became American Colonization Society. And mind you, the American government approved that they were going to help the American Colonization Project Africa. But at that time, they were never yet confident that the mission could be a success. So they now coming on modern research. They are now taking two eminent researchers headed for London and Africa by the name of Reverend Samuel John Mills and an eminent of the American Bible Society and Professor Dr. Ebenezer Boje of the Vermont University, chapter Vermount, in charge of natural philosophy and mathematics. We call them in history mission of inquiry. They are now taking on the mission to come to London and to meet with top navigational experts and government officials of London, and they refer them to Charles MacArthur of Sierra Leone. He was then the governor assigned by the British government. They came on the Electra, ELECTRA, on the way to check 3 islands, but their main aim was Sherbro Island. Sherbro Island. And they also checked Banana and Plantain Island. These researches, we call the two-guy mission of inquiry, led to a very great breakthrough to improve the American government interest in the mission to be later called Mission Ducon. So on the way back from Freetown to London, back to New York, to carry the special research document, our eminent Reverend was deceived, and we have to give him on ceremonial burial in the Atlantic Ocean. Our professor, Dr. Ebenezer Boje, is now with Congress, meeting with Henry Clay. That's the time he gave a comprehensive data of information that the previous information among the American Congress, American politicians, they thought that Africa, West Africa, was a continuous desert. But to their greatest amazement, they saw vegetation, they saw water, they saw architecture aspect of how people live, how they build their houses, and they also saw industry where we face sandal, we face country club, and the agriculture to potential of coffee, cocoa. That was the ingredient that led to the American government interest. But I'm so surprised to tell the American people and tell the Liberian government and the world that you people refuse to give me a war, because I, the only one in West Africa, told the American government that indeed the American Colonization Society was not the funding agent. It was congressionally approved by the American Congress. And the bill is called the Slave Trade Act of 1819. And prior to that, who processed the bill? Who put the bill through? Virginia Representative, I salute you people. The state of Virginia, today Liberia, you instrumented the bill that brought about Liberia. So I salute the people of Virginia. I salute the great governor of Virginia.
Thank you.
Your representative,
Thank you.
Charles Filton Mercer, M-E-R-C-E-R, Filton, F-E-N-T-E-N. He forced the bill to make the American government approve the bill to establish a colony in West Africa. More than that, the American Congress put together $100,000 US to guarantee security for the coming of the 86 returnees to Africa on the ship Elizabeth. And this was actually implemented by His Excellency special tribute to President James Monroe, Your Excellency, tribute to you and your family of the United States. Now he is about to carry on Mission Liberia. He said in Congress in 1819 December in Congress, James Monroe said, I'm about to send a team of masons and mechanics to establish the government's Afghan possessive, quote unquote, African colony.
All right, bro.
Information that we need to unveil. We were thinking that Elizabeth came alone. That is not the true story. The Secretary, Under Secretary of Navy, convoy instructed the military to use a ship called USS Cyane, Cyane, to convoy the Elizabeth to Africa. Then the question is, why is it that the American military never said escort, but said convoy? Brother Dupree, you want to know? The core here is, when you use the word convoy, it means you are technically on the alert security to guarantee the returnees protection and the physical body of the ship Elizabeth. That's why the Under Secretary of Navy of Pentagon, now Pentagon, says to convoy the Elizabeth, and the ship name is, you can check the internet, USS Cyane, Cyane. Prior to that, before the ship could pick up, we are already sent another ship they call Augusta with a team of experts to prepare the Providence Islands. These information are not available in our university. And strangely enough, Pato de Muma recommended me to help Liberia, to help the University of Liberia. But the strange part about it, my own people refused to allow me to educate them and train their children to make them one of the best, because Liberia now is stopping the world in research. And Liberia is not ready to support his ambassador, Ambassador Duque. And you cannot stop it. The information is just rolling. Sophisticated research. This is how this program, Renaissance Research Forum, honor my young brother, we're taking the world on a new dimension. Some of them are still traumatized. They're wondering what is happening. I'm not looking for the team for my professors in Europe.
Thank you, bro. Dude, I think we got guests. We got another guest here, Mr. Fana, and we got I mean, and then I don't know if every one of you following the conversation anyway. I mean, if you remain mute because of the condition, you know. So, Brother Fana,
I see my brother. Brother Fana, welcome. I don't see my flight from Vonjama, my man. What happened there?
Thank you. I'm happy to be on the show. I really appreciate me being on the show. I've been following, join the conversation. So I'll be happy when it's time maybe to ask some questions. Then we will come in to ask a little critical question that we think that you need to address.
No problem. Welcome, sir.
All right, bro.
It's a pleasure to see you, sir.
I will unmute Usman. Then I will mute bro Yusuf because of that condition I'm talking about. So Usman, do you want to have any unmute yourself, sir? Do you want to have any conversation here?
Yeah, I have one or two conversations. Are you hearing me?
Clear.
Okay, so I listened to the professor in studio, and I'm so impressed. You know, Liberia has great people, and those great people, we don't value them. So, but however, I just have one or two to say. I listened to him. He talk about the ACS, the American colonizations, and you talk about colonizing a country. Liberia is colonized by specific people from the United States. So, and you talk about they are helping, and they came to help Liberian, or they came to help Africa. So, I want you to tell me in more details about what they help the random to Liberia, whether by taking resources or by enslaving the blacks.
Let us come to the historical aspect. That's what I'm talking about. Not today. When we come to that politics, we come in. But the mission to establish a colony in West Africa was congressionally approved and called the bill, the Slave Trade Act, chapter ACT of 1819. You can check the internet, you'll see it is exactly. My research is advanced. They actually did something good to establish those that were interested to come back home, according to returnees. So it was a great breakthrough for us. But something was wrong. And that is what making us now having problem, because we failed to tell the people the truth. Let me come in. A nation is not prepared to speak the truth and show the origin. That nation cannot prosper 170-something years. I think the 200-year celebration, Brother Dukley and the War at Large, you watched me when I was giving the topic, the historical account of the Liberian bicentennial. I told the Liberian government, I told the whole world that Liberia was founded by three groupings: the American government backed by Congress, the American NGO, Congressional NGO, American Colonization Society, and the Kundu Confederation government headed by Saboso Kamara and later by his son, Prince Momolusa Kamara. To my great surprise, we were not able to tell the world and the Liberian people that Prince Momolusa Kamara led a delegation of more than 100 government officials from Toto Kore Bopolu in the church to give Liberia military, economic, security guarantee and cooperation. That was what made me. I told the Liberian government that day and the whole world that nobody can able to challenge this research. And since 1822, the universities, they mute, they are not even want to teach their children that this is a fact. They just posted Prince Momolusa Kamara. And also, he was taught by Reverend A.D. William of the United Methodist Church at Santo Bopolo. The church were not able to challenge my research. Nobody. When you get a country, we do not know our culture anthropology, which involve human being before and to your death. That's what we call culture anthropology. Simple definition of culture anthropology. From the spiritual realm to the death. Anything about the human being is what we call culture anthropology. And we missed the mark. Calling Mr. Dukley. Mr. Dukley, your knee looked like a Guinean knee. That was a great surprise. Because I told the immigration one day, I said, immigration, he said, yeah. I said, well, how do you call me? He said, Dukley look like Guinea. I said, yeah, you. When human being, he had never seen lion. The day he see lion, will call it Poppy. Poppy Kanya.
Oh, you say you look like Guinea?
Yeah, the man said, I look like Guinea, man. I'm going on lecture to bombing. Yusuf Dukley, Anya get in there.
Guinea man.
Yeah, Guinea man. Now knowing about my English, my grandpa in the United States, I'd like to take this opportunity first. I told you, I said, my man, you don't know action do at the time he gave up. You know, if our people were to know historical account, cultural anthropology, Liberia would be able to go far. We get a lot of problems, Usman Uje, or one of the greatest mistakes we made in our life, the Vital African movement brought $200 investment package on Charles D.B. King government, 200 million proposal. Check the internet by the back of African movement by Marco Garvey, rejected the people. And it saddened me. The board that came along with black dedication. Blind man telling a friend, blind man go home.
Like what we're seeing in South Africa now.
So
Africans,
once the people do not know their roots, they don't know their roots, they are bound to fail. This is exactly. Imagine the 16th tribe. We have common linguistic similarity. I go to Tonyan, true. Vamen say, Ibe luo mufana Tonyan menu, true, is Tonyan. Manigo men say Tonyan le, Pere men say Tonyan kati, Gola say Tonyan, they all want Tonyan. So our problem, we lost our identity. And when you lost your identity,
you read there, I think Usman on the same conversation just this week, and I mean in this week, but not this weekend. They were actually talking about the human rights that we have accepted on our continent. What the impact of that on our people? I think our people are not understanding the thing, the particular statement here they call human right. I think it has been abused in a way that keep carrying Africa back, especially it's like a new thing now. Even in the Western country, people talk about human rights, they don't respect it like the way you think. But everything for we African, we like to worship things. I think our people now start worshiping a particular human rights thing like a religion again. You know, so what do you think the cause of our culture vanishing away like this? And then those white people, those wicked white politicians that have injected their bad behavior into our system, into our society, keep taking over, and people believe in those kind of idea. What do you think?
The first thing, the Berlin Conference of 18-something, I'm not too exact, we knew that you have resources uncountable. So with that nose and our intelligence say the best thing to do is to divide Africa like a cow meat. You, Germany, you take this side. You take this side. So they found out now that indeed colonialism is an occurs. So we changed the formula we brought about neocolonialism. This is a portion of the neocolonialism. We got to dismantle your system because African men only 1% get brain, 99%. Build
something right.
This capability to train people to dissect truth from lie. So, as you're saying, I agree with you. Human right becomes another one, another new colonialism. You getting it?
Yeah.
I was reading a scientific report. They tell you drugs. We were thinking that drugs was only cocaine and other things, but check on the net. They see medical experts from the Western world, the Asian world, all agree that liquor, alcoholic beverages, they are very dangerous substance. Only 10% is dissolved in the human body, and 90% it moves straight and destroys the lungs, the brains, the entire human system is destroyed gradually. So what we do, we produce it in abundance. African men, from our perspective, They drank their palm wine, yeah, but they never knew the other show until we brought about the sugar cane. But now these things come in this substance. They are very, very dangerous.
Oh, I think internet freezing anyway, so I don't know.
Le Prince Congo. Ah, c'est la merveille.
All right, so guys, I should do it back. I think it's land freezing. I'm not getting action. I think it's land freezing. So, let me stay with bro Fofana. Let me move this brother from here. Bro Fofana. So, I think bro Yusuf is back anyway. So, you following up with the conversation, right, bro Fofana?
Yeah, I'm on course. I'm sorry for the late technical break. As I was saying, that the disinformation campaign that is now taking place in Africa, telling us we have human rights, when those issues that are able to to colonize us mentally, we finish with our physical colonialism. Right now, what we are aiming at is mental colonialism. Change the people's minds and attitudes. They become perpetual slaves. That's why when I listen to the news, I don't care how the journalist is technical. So you lie, I know. Because I already know what we call propaganda. Yep. Yeah, when you lie, I know. I look straight into the journalist's eye. I know that lie. I check that one from there. Because what is happening now, we're not dealing with physical colonialism, mental and mind-changing colonialism. So we tell you, it is civilized to have same-sex marriage. And people are happy and say, yeah. But when you check the...
Oh, again.
Lia Baba.
On me yourself. Yeah, bro.
Is it okay?
Yeah, bro. I think yeah.
Hello.
Bro.
Yeah.
You got me on different phone.
No. You getting me?
Yeah, but I bring your I get it back for you.
No.
Maybe
we are back. You getting me, Claire?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Fofana, you getting me?
I'm getting you, Mr. Duke.
Are you getting me? Duke?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting you, Mr.
I'm
Duke.
hearing you. Huh?
All right. But Dupe, go ahead. End your conversation there.
Okay. So as I was saying, we changed the tactics. First, we have what we call physical presence. And we use what we call partitional Africa colonialism. But once we get you to think that you get your independence, we now have to go to your celebrant. The Quran call it Nasiya. We call it in the medical sound prefrontal cortex. When the brain is not functioning well, we are very cleverly strong to poison your brain and make you look like a remote control. That's what we call neocolonialism, remote control. We don't need to be near you. We gave you our information, our data. You can even dress as a man, you dress like a woman. It's your own right, a human right. But culturally speaking, from our African tradition, we have never seen man making himself look like woman. And we never heard in the history of Africa that men will go to men's ceremony to marry. So today, colonialism is lighter, but neo-colonialism, very effective. Why? The bulk of the Africans living without living. This is the problem. Living without living. No connection, no ideology that can make them to understand. That's why when ECOWAS, they were giving me the final, what's your final saying? I told them that if you think Africa kill itself, the first priority will be agroeconomy. The Bible agrees, the Quran agrees. If you build your agroeconomy, you get more employment in the agro industry more than any other. And that was my recommendation, October 1st, 2025, keynote research lecturer, migration from the Western Sudanese Empire. Recommendation came from ECOWAS headquarters, Abuja. So we were playing and we stay playing. It's a pleasure to be time to thank you always for giving me the opportunity on our Saturday special Renaissance Research Forum. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Dube. I think the guest, Brother Fana, and you got Usman, maybe probably they're going to give you some question, but you are into certain topic that I want to talk about. I don't know, it gets slipping. It's about this same culture.
Yeah.
So now you have the diaspora African, not just Liberia.
Yeah.
I've been having issue with this long time ago. I just getting to really talk about it. So the way the human rights thing looking now, it giving up problem in Africa already. And in the diaspora, it was established by those few group of people that now widespread over everywhere. And people think it's a good thing that dodging our culture away. So those kids that are growing up in a Western country, don't forget about them. They're not going to do nothing in Africa. So what going to be the future of the young generation right now that in Africa to adapt the human rights system that they don't even know their left and right from this thing? What's going to happen in the future? You think, yep, assume, or how you looking at the future to be? Oh, the internet. I think something is wrong.
It's muted.
Bro, Fofana, you understand my question, right?
Yeah, let me just come in, Mr. Duke. Let me just come in, maybe probably our studio guests will come back online. It's just that I face some technical issue. For the issues of diaspora and for the issues of human rights, our people normally say, you give what you have in order to get what you want.
Your man lost too.
Yeah, I think he lost. I don't know why happened.
Yeah, so
let me remove it. Yeah, go ahead, but let me remove the book of them.
Yeah, I like the lecture, but sometimes that man a lecturer. I think it will be important when you come out, you give us some time, you put some questions, then
yeah, but that form will be coming from me now because I will not be giving you a chance like that.
Yeah, so
because it's just in the brain, just be talking.
So maybe I would like to say you the host. There are a couple of questions I want to ask him, but sometimes to respond to one question will take like long time. So sometimes you need to, but it strikes from key points that we as an African, especially Liberian, there are certain things in our country. Those settlement, those religious and tribal settlement is at a peak. Liberians are now understood up to present. That's a central we're talking about, that we all will conglomerate and consider ourselves as one people.
Yeah.
Even though those that have PhD and other degrees, they always refer to all Liberians that they are now Liberian. They consider them like you say you get foreign, you appear like foreigner.
And you
And
even
that
talk about yourself. Yeah, you say somebody call him, like continue.
right for Guinea. So just imagine the founding father, those that came to establish the country, we attribute that negative perception to them because at the time they took the quote unquote the Congo people,
Mm-hmm.
at a certain point in time of our history, the marginalized the indigenous people. So for instance, when your knee is Vamunya, Dukle say, oh, that knee sound like Islamic knee. So they don't want to associate Islam to the portion of Africa we call Liberia. There
Right.
are other arguments
And
that
stringers, though,
Liberia,
stringer are real. Stringer telling us that.
and there are other people in Liberia who still believe that Liberia was established on a Christian principle. So they believe that Liberia is a Christian state. I know that argument came up.
Now what that one are thinking now.
That's their thinking. So let me do if we come out, those are some of the things we want to address. And the portion of Liberia now we call the hinterland, where we have the counties. Like we are in Lufa County. You have Bon County, Nimba County, and Grand Judea. Those portion of Liberia were called the hinterland. So later they were incorporated into the republic to get the new county status. So what I want to know is that what was the status of those people, those region, prior to that accommodation by the government? Because it was during the Tottenham era, if I'm not mistaken, that we were given that status. So prior to then, how did Liberia, or the rest of Liberia local, those of us on the side, how we became part of Liberia, when they started to recognize that we are actually Liberian, we are portion of Liberia when it comes to governance, when it comes to cultural anthropology that you're talking about. And so he is back on air. Maybe you can set the basis so that we can pull our culture better.
Yeah, before bro
I'll
do
get
take
you.
over, I would like to say something first. That is what you guess the question you were just asking.
Yeah.
So bro, he will not be into everything today because what we're trying to do actually this is going to be an educative program for our Liberian people. They're not paying nothing for it. So, but they will take price. They will get a award from this one if they try to use it the best way. That is where Madingo come from, where Giopo came from, where Bazapo came from, because everybody got an origin. So you have to know it. If you know any of this one, and then you will have to tell your children, and they will tell their own children. That could be another history set. Because if you bring an argument here, you have to win us or we win you. Because you can't just be calling somebody a foreigner and then you don't know where you came from. So this is where we're coming from, Brother Fofana. We want to set the stage that people will come here and tell us where Madigopo came from originally, where Bazapo came from originally, where Gulapo came from originally, because everybody got lineage. So we want to know who came from who. Allow me, Sir Ducle.
You could have read.
Yeah, Mr. Duke. Mr. Duke, let me just come in. I was like in flight and I got interrupted by the internet. Like I said, you give what you have in order to get what you want. And from what our student girl just said, you know, every time I sit on the media, I like to talk about positive things, and especially when it comes to the positive aspect, I like to talk about it, and the negative things is what really impressed me to talk about. But then looking at our country today as looking at Africa, you talk about separations, and you talk about, colonizing of men, neo-colonizing, and that strategy comes like this. The only way the Western world will be able to get stronger day per day is for them to separate Africa. And in separating Africa, it starts with a mindset. Because if you dilute someone mind, if you dilute the young generation minds, when they are growing up, they become separated. Are you understanding my point? Now, all of these resources you are seeing around Africa, the Western world needed so much than you think. So what they will do, the only thing they can do, they can fight you. They can fight you physically, but they will fight you mentally. When they fight you mentally, when it comes to take those resources, you can do absolutely nothing about it.
Okay.
Now, this is the reason why they impose. Now, this is the reason why they impose not just human right, but they impose democracy on African country. They impose democracies, and through democracies, they impose human right, because within democracies, they can be able to control all of the states here. All of the state leaders, they will be able to control them because they select them, not we. Sometimes we can just come, we say blah blah blah, we vote, we do this, we do that. But the Western world are sitting, the international community is just sitting to vote who they want them to lead the country, so that they can be able to, control that person here and there. I think from my own angle, that's how I see it.
I quite agree with you, Usman Sambule. Mental slavery is bigger than. Yeah, mental slavery is far more dangerous than physical slavery, because physical slavery, when you reach to epic dimension, you will fight back. But mental slavery, they will enrich your mind with insensitive things that cannot benefit you, so you can just live without pressure, that's enjoyment, and then they control all. This is how they operate. They don't have mineral resources. Open the net, and we need you. So when Kwame Nkrumah established the vision to have a United States of Africa, that was enough to dethrone him. Kwame Nkrumah's life was miserable. To tell the Western world that you want a unification as the United States of Africa, it means then you want the people's supply line to be cut off. So they are continuously mental slavering us to the extent that we do not know what is happening, and they take all the riches. And so, how do you use the youth to regenerate them, to come back to their senses and build up an Africa that can be an Africa that can move the youth to the 22nd millennium? It means you got to establish research centers where students will be given enough information, research information, and any new development by any of our youth, we should honor them. We should give them the best to encourage most of the youth to know that whatever effort you make to the unification of our people and our nation and our African dimension, then the youth will understand, because we, the African, we understood what we call a war. When you check the history of Ghana Empire, Mali Empire, remember the subtopic is migration from the Western Sudanese Empire. A war was given to any group of people with new development under Mansa Kanka Musa administration. So based on that, you open the corridor for the youth to vie for excellency, to vie for unification, because any new development from any of our youth, we should honor them. But we live in a country, those are all that are contributing mostly to the development of the youth. Our politicians do not even want to see us because they feel we are politically what they call ingredient to take over political side. I'm not in favor of being a senator or being a president or any other thing. My mission is to consolidate, to train our youth so that our Asian, they will be able to move the trajectory, political, economic, social, cultural trajectories, so that when we're taking our life breath to go to our creator, we will be satisfied that as long that our children have gotten the right dimension to move Africa, to move. This is our mission. But many of our students are taught they are not here for research. Brother Dukle, the guys are fighting to enrich themselves. This is our problem. And so they are not thinking about how to prepare our unborn generation for the movement of changing minds and attitude to move the nation with its fastest trajectory to develop our people for future. So we got to establish entities where we will change minds and attitude of our youth. I think that's the only way we can come back. But the problem with the politicians taking over leadership, they are not focusing how to build a future of our people. They are focusing to amass material wealth. And this is the first major defeat of us, because you want to eat all. You want fraction of, you want the best of cars, the best of housing, the best of everything. So you cannot, once you're not sacrificing for the future of our people, it means you are not the right type of ingredient that can change minds and attitude to make a productive and perpetual progressive development. So that's what I told my student, my point on a better understanding for better Liberia, 2021 youth summit with the university student. I said, history is critically examination of the past to prepare the present for the progressive and perpetual development of the future. And I'm adding that tonight with all dimensions. You cannot learn history knowing fully well about neo-colonialism, the latest in mind changing, and you become a robot walking without dimension. Then you say you can develop Africa. You still dreaming, you still sleeping, you still dreaming. You got to know where you were hijacked, where you had shortcomings. When you get all the one on the data, then you put your trajectory to a level where you will defeat the opponent's counterattack. But we are just amassing wealth and enjoyment. And whenever you see such a group of people, just say, God, no hope for us. This is where we found Africa. Amassing wealth, amassing pleasure, precious.
400 years.
Nobody think
400 years keeping black people as a slave. Wow. So, Rod, I know you have talked a lot, so I want to give you 1 minute break so at least you can see your colleagues. And then from there, you drink some water. And then after the 1 minute, we'll come back, we'll do the closing program. Because we can't keep it for the day. I think we'll have some conversation. Then we can set the stage for next week topic.
Yeah.
And then after you go for your 1 minute break and come right back, sir.
Okay.
Your trusted source for news.
Welcome to the Amina TV network. I'm your host, and tonight we are diving into the intersection of faith, history, and human development. We are honored to be joined by a distinguished scholar, researcher, and educator. Thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to be with the Amina TV audience. To begin, understanding human heritage and cultural anthropology helps us appreciate the diversity of the societies we live in today by revealing the deep historical roots and interconnectedness of our cultures. It is absolutely foundational. When we look at cultural anthropology alongside world history, we understand that human civilization did not happen in a vacuum. By examining the roots of our cultures, we can trace the true trajectory of human progress. Agriculture, for instance, it is the cornerstone of settled civilization, dictating how we organize our values and communities. That integration of history and our environment is fascinating. You also speak on comparative religions. How does examining different belief systems offer a broader perspective on modern civilization?
Thank you for spending your Saturday with me. Let's begin today's journey.
Welcome to Amina TV, the voice of truth and excellence. We are committed to bringing you the highest standards of journalism. Join us as we illuminate the path to a better future. From the heart of Liberia to the world, bringing you trusted news, education, culture, and entertainment. Welcome to Amina TV Network. We are the gateway to the Kwadu Boni future. Join us as we explore innovation, culture, and a world of possibilities.
My name is Vamuyan Edukuli, your presenter and moderator. Salaam alaikum.
Kwadu Boni will only grow when we empower our people through micro projects.
My greetings to the people of Kwadu Boni. I'm happy to be back home. I am here to listen to your stories.
We, the sons and daughters of Kwadu Boni, have decided to bring some happiness to our people. We are working on a project to help you all. We live in the United States and we are trying to invest in our own soil. Therefore, we need your support to make this happen. We are your children, and most of us are going to put our dimes and quarters together to transform Kwadu Boni. Our dreams cannot be realized without your efforts and supports. We are one destiny, together we can attain it.
Yes, we are one!
We need your support, and we are sure we will succeed, inshallah. You, the elders, are the one that will make this happen. My colleagues will be coming from the United States to do the groundbreaking. One Kwadu Boni, one people. May Allah bless us all.
All right, so we've been here for about an hour now, and actually the program very interesting. We have our brother Yusuf, our big brother Yusuf Dupin, here with us in studio. We have elaborated on a lot of things, and hopefully next week we'll be coming out here with some very interesting conversation as well. That's our educational program for our people, because as you know, in Liberia we have too many I don't want to say too many hard words before they get caught up. So our people need to be educated a lot. Our history is like vanishing away. People are not studying the history. People don't know their culture becoming a problem for them. And some of the problem we know where it comes from, and we encourage it, even if it is not mean well for us, we encourage that. How can a group of people be somewhere they don't know where they came from? They don't even know their own history. So Yusuf Duko will always be here on Saturday, yes, to talk about some of these things so that our people can get educated. I mean, may not be all, but majority of our people will try to get an understanding of their own history, facts, because this is a country that foreigners have been in power, and then citizens are like strangers. So it's crazy. And that is Liberia as well. Even though black people that came from the United States during those days that came to set the stage in Liberia, according to them, they took away most of our culture, freed that culture on us, and then today our people they don't know. So some of those education come, and then we bring Brother Duke here to talk about some of the things. So Brother Duke, welcome back to the stage. And then if you got one or two words, and then let me say Usman. Usman, do you have any other thing to say? Because Brother Duke come here now, he's going to be telling us what's going to happen, and then you'll be leaving from studio soon.
Yeah, I just have one or two to say, because I have short time for prayer. And what I would say first, let me say thank you to our studio guests, in person of the real action duke. I've been hearing about you so many times, but today I'm impressed. Then to all of the other African countries, I want you to see that this is a clear message to everybody. To all African countries. The people comes to impose, certain things in you. They impose certain things on you in order for you to make your organic law less, and you make those laws that will function more and have more power and strength over your organic law. So for me, I would say clearly, the people are using this to take our resources, and when it comes to us, they will behave like they come like an angel, but angel, they are the worst devil that God ever created. I'm telling you this for free. So thank you to our studio guest. Thank you to Mr. Tugle. Thank you for hosting our studio guest today, Mr. Ayuba. I guess that you've done our prayer, and I'm also on my way for prayer. So you guys can just wrap it up, and after which we'll get back to you. Thank you.
All right, bro, Fofana, welcome. Bro, you should do a bit closing because I think he got to go now. He spent more time here. We still setting the stage for our topic. So today,
you understand what I said, Mr. Duke?
Second edition, and then we will be trying to bring more talk. So what we're going to do here next week Saturday, we'll put the topic together, and then from there we'll try to set the stage for that. But if you got any closing here, Bro Fofana, you can go ahead and do your closing. And from there we'll come to Bro Duke to do your closing. You gotta go do it for now, work for the day.
Yeah, let me say thank you to the professor. We learned from him when he propounding on critical national issue. But I wanted to make little recommendation to your humble servant, Mr. Douglas. Then, in fact, we know that the tenacity and the worth of Mr. Douglas is so much. I'll recommend that we should not give him time to just flow. If you allow you to flow throughout the day, then that means we'll not have some critical question that we think we can ask him. So at times you give him a lot of time to him, and those of us that are panelists will have time to make some inquiry. So that would be better instead of giving the professor the leverage time to just flow. I know when you flow whole day. So we just be listening. We'll not get tired, but there are some critical issues. It's very important when you're propounding. Sometimes we interject, we want to get some clarity from some issue because there are a lot of issues we need to ask about Liberia, especially so our history and looking at the way other people look at our own cultural ethnocentrism, is at the higher peak in our country. So, but we'll set a better pace, like you said. When you get here the time, then we as a panelist will be there to make some inquiries so that we can learn more. But on the overall, the professor is gifted. I want to appreciate him for his time, and I will always be willing to be on your show and to gain some new knowledge. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. The floor is yours. You can take your 1 minute and then you can close. Then from there we'll set the stage out of the frame. So similar. Oh, something got to be wrong again. So, yeah, Mr. Fofana, thank you very much. I did something wrong with the internet again. So, you know that what will be facing now. So, I don't know if you're going to come back. No, a long problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And, my audience for the attentiveness. And I.
Hello, bro. Yusuf, are you there? So, after this, there will be something that I really wanted to discuss about. If we get a few other people that will come on air or to discuss about, that would be something I see. They said, bro, Abi have been appointed at where, I don't mind or what?
No, he's a task force, as a special task force to crack down on illegal money activity across the country.
Okay, so the appointment alone, I don't know how you see it. I want us to discuss about it. How you see that appointment.
Yeah, but you
Even though
say
I just want you to tip it. I don't want you to talk about anything. How you see it. Just the way you
I
see it. Don't go
you
into
know that,
story.
yeah.
You see it to be good, or you see it to be another boogie track.
No, that one I need to put it in perspective, the good side and the bad side. I can't just say good or bad because there are two ways of looking at it. So that's why you need a serious discussion. So we'll look at it from the point where that's a demotion for him in the first place. You know, from there, like you said, Bugutra. But on the other hand, the man is buy on the land. There's a trust. That whole lot of things we need to discuss about that man. So,
yeah, because you can. I believe anyway. Let me just leave it. So I don't want to go into the conversation because
yeah,
discuss on it. For me, I really want to come down on what happened to Body. Actually, I don't know, but if we can get a few other people like the other families, if they want to come, let's sit down and talk about it. Let's see
yeah,
what
we need to discuss it.
all right. So I think the brothers are gone, so I don't think they're going to come back because
No.
them. So
You can close for now.
yeah, I will talk for now, and then we can set it still. Say you still out there. When talk to the other people if they want to come before.
Yeah.
Let me see what time will be coming. Then we can put a flyer out there to see if we can talk about AB in the next few minutes before we can close from here. Let me see. I think I got everything set there for him. I think that's bro AB right there. That's it right there. So we'll be on fire with him today.
Yeah.
The government will want to know what really happening. But AB was just somewhere now he somewhere people don't know. Yes, right. All right, Bafana. So, we have Sanyana baba nonga kongangala ya timnuga kawede baga Yigra ibego kola tunsuda don't know what really happening, but we would like to come here and have a little bit of conversation on it today. If we have all of our panelists and all of our friends, I want to talk about this. For me, different stand on this. I don't know your own positions, but if you really want to find out today, come and listen to us. We'll be talking about I love it. I love the appointment. I love his appointment. Don't get it wrong. But what become out of this? What become out of this? It is another boogie trap for our brother, or it is another way to use him. And then at the end of the day, somebody coming, his own deputies or someone that working with him, coming and then just start bringing in problems. And then at the end of the day, government will back or the suspend him again another way after fighting to open the people's eyes. And then at the end of the day, it becomes another frustration for us. We want people to work. We want people to work. And we want Brother AB to work. So not just him, but any other person that fit that capacity to work for the Liberian people, we want you to work. Don't get it wrong. So, but if you come out here, you go again, another higher position has been given you to go and clear what's been happening for over 50 to 60 years, to go and fix it. And then when you open the eyes of the Liberian people again, then they come after you. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. But before then, I don't know which one will come early. We'll be talking about the Kwadu Boni people today. They'll be having a convention in Philadelphia. This will be another topic that we'll have here today. We'll be having the president and the VP. The both of them will be here today, or either one of them. But this is the president, Deborah Lucini, and then Mr. Kamara Lassana is the VP. So we'll be having them here today to talk about the convention, the upcoming convention on the Labor Day weekend in Philadelphia. So stay tuned, don't miss it. But the particular show already have time, it already scheduled on stage. It's supposed to be happening by 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, American time. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 will be Africa or especially Liberia time. So don't miss it. So today we'll be bringing all those people here today. And then they'll be having some conversation with us. So with regard to that, we'll tell you we're getting ready to go and
Welcome to Amina TV, the voice of truth and excellence. We are committed to bringing you the highest standards of journalism. Join us as we illuminate the path to a better future. From the heart of Liberia to the world, bringing you trusted news, education, culture, and entertainment. Welcome to Amina TV Network. We are the gateway to the Kwadu Boni future. Join us as we explore innovation, culture, and a world of possibilities. My name is Vamuyan Edukuli, your presenter and moderator. Salaam alaikum. Kwadu Boni will only grow when we empower our people through micro-projects.
My greetings to the people of Kwadu Boni. I'm happy to be back home. I am here to listen to your stories.
We, the sons and daughters of Kwadu Boni, have decided to bring some happiness to our people. We are working on a project to help you all. We live in the United States and we are trying to invest in our own soil. Therefore, we need your support to make this happen. We are your children, and most of us are going to put our dimes and quarters together to transform Kwadu Boni. Our dreams cannot be realized without your efforts and supports. We are one. One destiny, together we can attain it.
Yes, we are one!
We need your support, and we are sure we will succeed, inshallah. You, the elders, are the one that will make this happen. My colleagues will be coming from the United States to do the groundbreaking. One Kwadu Boni, one people. May Allah bless us all.